Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnsStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make this faux quilted background technique. And this is a swap that I received from Karen Duke. She's a fellow demonstrator, and we participated in a swap. And her swaps are always my most favorite swaps, and I love her card. So I went ahead and made her card, and I made a few of them. Let me show you. Okay, so here's the ones that I made. I did change it up a few little places. Let me show you. On Karen's card, she used the perfect plum for the front, and then for the base of the card, she used elegant eggplant. And then on mine, I used the elegant eggplant for both. So I used it for the front and then also the base. And then you'll notice that on hers, she used the stitch framelits for this greeting here. And then I just changed mine from the rectangle to the oval. So now let me show you the difference also. I used the diagonal shape for a lot of these. Let me show you those. So these are all diagonal. And then I made a handful of the square. So I'm going to show you how to do both, but we're going to make this card. Let me show you the one we're going to make today. This is using the Melon Mambo. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? So we're going to do the diagonal shape on this card, but I'm going to also show you how to do the square. And then I went ahead and made the Tempting Turquoise version. This one is the square, and then this one is the diamond shape. Isn't it beautiful? And then I wanted to show you with this one, with it going vertical, you can also just change the card and it makes it look totally different. So this one's going horizontal. Beautiful. Okay, so then I made also one more. I kind of went crazy with this technique. So now this one is using perfect plum for the base and then also perfect plum for the layer. So you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. And then this one opens up like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to be using Melon Mambo cardstock. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So then I have two pieces cut out, but you only need one. But I'm going to show you how to do the diamond shape on your scoring, and then also the square. So that's why I have two. But this piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and then a piece of the silver foil sheet, and that piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and those are going to layer just like that. Okay. All right. So let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay. So first we're going to go ahead and do the diagonal section of the card. So we're going to actually make this diagonal shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to put on your trimmer, on the cutting groove, you're going to put your point to point on that, and then you're just going to score. Okay? And now it's just a matter of preference if you want to do 3/4 or 1 inch. And on all my cards, I did the 3/4 inch. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this score line that you just made, and you're going to move it over to your 3/4 inch. And that's the mark right before the 1 inch, of course. So you're going to take this point and this point and make sure it's right up on that 3/4 inch, and you're going to score. Then what I found, since I made so many of these, I found that it was just easier to move the next score line that we just did, just move that over to that 3/4 inch line and then score. So you don't have to worry about it being at 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of easier just to move the score line down to the 3/4 inch, and it's all going to line up perfect. Okay, then we're just going to turn it to score the opposite side. So we already have our center score line. Then once again, we're just going to go ahead and move this over to the 3/4 inch. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing. Line that score line up at the 3/4. Line this one up. Okay, so now we have our diagonal lines. Now we're going to score it this way. So we're going to take this point and line that up on the groove, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did, but going the opposite direction. Okay, so now you have your diamond shape. So now let me show you how I did the square. So the same size, this is 3 3/4 by 5, and we're just going to do it straight across without doing the diagonal. You're just going to go ahead and put your cardstock in at 3/4 inch, and you're going to score. And the same thing, you're just going to move this down And your lines are up on top of the Stampin' Trimmer too, so you can just line it up that way. And then of course I'm lining it up from there down to here, making sure that's straight. Then you're going to turn it and you're going to do the same thing. So 3/4. Okay, so there's the squares. Super easy. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and fold all the score lines. Okay, now we're going to take our matching classic ink, which is the Melon Mambo, and I'm just using a sponge dauber. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your sponge and you're going to sponge on the edge. So you're going to fold every score line and you're going to sponge. And then you're also going to do both sides of that score line. Okay, so you're going to fold it and you're just going to sponge the edge of the score line. So you just kind of want that fold line sponged, and then just kind of flip it over and then do that edge as well. So then it should look like that. And you're going to do that to all the score lines in all the directions. Now I'm going to move a little bit quicker, so I'm just going to go ahead and do them all one direction, and then I'm going to turn it around and do it the other direction. Okay, now we're going to fold this way, do the same thing. Okay, so now this is what the front should look like. Isn't that beautiful? All right, now we're going to go ahead and adhere these pieces together. Now this foil sheet, I wanted to show you because I already have one cut out, but we're going to do some big shot cutting with the detailed Dragonfly Thinlits. But I wanted to show you that I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece that we just sponged over top of this piece because I'd already cut it out. So instead of like putting it on to a whole piece of the foil sheet, I used it to cut out the dragonfly so it doesn't go to waste, I guess, pretty much. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to this piece and then put that onto the card so we can move on to the next section of the card. Okay, so next we're going to use the Dazzling Details, and this is the silver. This is also available in the gold. So, and I just keep mine stored in a little shot glass, so it's all facing down, so it's easy to squeeze it out. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here. You're going to put a dot of this silver in each of the cross section of this diamond shapes. So, and then I also do the outside edge where it kind of connects them both together. It doesn't actually cross over like it does here, but I still like the finished edge of it like this one. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so since that one's wet and it's going to take a little bit to dry, I went ahead already and did another one. So this is this one, it's dry. And once again, I punched out the back so nothing goes to waste. And now remember, with the square shaped of your layer, you're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. So fold your score lines, and then you're going to go ahead and sponge all the edges. Do that. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and do that to all the squares, and then also dot each of the intersections on the squares. And then here's the tempting turquoise one that looks like that. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to use this stamp set. Let me show you the greeting that we're using. This is from Beautiful You, and we're going to stamp Life Looks Beautiful on You. We're going to use that little greeting. So we're going to go ahead and use our embossing buddy. And I'm going to use the silver embossing powder. I have my stamp here. I have my Versamark ink pad. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this onto the silver foil sheet. I want to leave some room because we're going to cut this out with the Big Shot. Sprinkle my embossing powder over that. Dump that back in. Okay, now we're going to heat set that. Let me grab the heat tool. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Big Shot. Okay, so we're going to be using the multi-purpose platform. And remember, this comes with the adapter. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to use the precision base plate right here. So that's going to go on top. And then remember, we're only going to use one acrylic instead of the two, since the precision base plate is representing one of the other acrylics. All right, so the framelits we're going to use are the detailed Dragonfly Thinlits, and we're going to use this one and this one. Now this is the one that I already cut out of the back. Remember I showed you where we cut it out? So like for instance here, going to layer that right in the center of your foil sheet, and then this is going to layer on top of that so that covers it up. So I went ahead already and cut that out. So I already had that dragonfly right here. Put this one back on here, and then we're going to use this one with the silver glimmer paper. And then this is also available in a bundle when you buy the Dragonfly Dream stamp set and the detailed Dragonfly Thinlits in a bundle. You'll save 10%. We're going to use the silver glimmer paper, and I'm going to cut this upside down just because it comes out a little bit smoother and a little bit easier. And then I'm going to also run this through the Big Shot a couple times just to make sure it cuts really good. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to grab the die brush. Let me move this over here just for a minute. So this is the die brush. We're going to run that across the back of the die, punch out all those little pieces, and then it helps remove the dragonfly from the thinlit, which looks like that. And then if there's any pieces still stuck, you can just seriously run your finger right over top of the dragonfly and it just falls right out. Isn't that beautiful? So now this is going to layer over top of the silver foil sheet that we cut out, well, that I cut out before the video. Okay, so now we're going to cut out the greeting that we embossed. We're going to use the stitched framelits, and these are available again. They were on back order forever, it seemed like. They're so amazing. So, but they're back and they're in stock, so you can order those as of Monday the 16th. So we're just going to use this oval shape, and I'm going to put that right over the greeting. Go ahead and cut that out. Okay, so there's the greeting. So let's move the Big Shot. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere these two pieces together. I'm going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side, the dragonfly, and then adhere these two pieces together. Just hold that for a second. Okay, so now we're going to pop these up on dimensionals. We're going to pop up the greeting and then also the dragonfly. Okay, so we're going to put the greeting on first. Put that right there. And then we're going to put the dragonfly. I have this one. This is the first one, so we're going to have this one go this way. So pretty. So there's the Melon Mambo version. And then once again, here's the Tempting Turquoise with the diamond shape and then the square. And the square Melon Mambo, I'll post the picture of that on my blog when I finish it. So make sure you click on the link below this video and I'll show you the finished card of that one. So there's the Tempting Turquoise. And then here's the horizontal version. Instead of it going like this, it goes like this. Same card. And then here's all the other ones that I made with the Elegant Eggplant. So pretty. And then here's the one that looks like Karen's, but I used the Perfect Plum for the base and then also the layer on the front. Okay, so thanks Karen for your awesome swap. I absolutely loved it. And so that's it. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.